Hello survivors and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video, and in this video we're going to be taking a first look at a new event that's going to be coming into the game, and it's going to be called The Savior's Reckoning, and it does look like it's going to revolve heavily around raids and your faction working together. So we'll read through the intro and it says, The Savior's Reckoning. The Saviors have come a-knocking and are asking for tribute. There's only one thing that will quench their thirst, quite literally, and that is whiskey, and lots of it. You won't have time to brew your own, so there's only one solution. Time for a raiding party. Assemble your best teams and set out for a few raids in order to gather enough whiskey bottles for the Saviors. Your entire faction is at stake. The start date of this event is the 18th of May, and it starts at 4 PM Pacific time, and it ends on the 1st of June, 4 PM Pacific time. So it is going to be a 2-week event pretty much. The collection ends 24 hours later, allowing people to hand in what they have gathered in that time. It does go on to break down some of the missions that are involved in this. It says, it's pretty simple. Complete raids during the event and collect whiskey bottles. Each raid has a guaranteed whiskey bottle drop, but amounts will vary. A daily mission will be available, rewarding sanctuary badges as proof of your paid tribute. I think this is a good thing. This is something I complained about a little bit when it came to the Hell Hath No Fury event, where it was RNG on you even getting a drop, whereas I think having a guaranteed drop but then a sort of RNG variance is much more enjoyable experience personally. So I think this is a good change, definitely. That way you've got better guarantees. You know, there's a good minimum amount of raids that you need to do, but you could get lucky and it stops early basically, and I think that's a much better way of doing things. Now the mission is collect 30 whiskey bottles, and it seems like it's a daily thing. You get 1 sanctuary badge and 1 S-class card choice box, and the S-class choice box has 50 Lao Po, 50 Wang Fa, 30 Mercer, 30 Princess, 20 The Gentleman, and 20 Shiva. Now if you can do this every single day, because it does say it's a daily mission, then you should be able to get 700 Lao Po cards or 700 Wang Fa cards, 420 Mercer or Princess cards, or 280 The Gentleman or Shiva cards. If the amount of whiskey bottles dropped as a minimum is 1, then you'll have to do at most 30 raids per day, but the RNG could, like I said before, make that less. So it does look like you potentially would have to can with raid cans every single day, potentially, but you could get lucky. You could get drop 10s, you could get drop 20s, we don't know the variants just yet. So there are also some faction collections. That's the solo element, but there are other faction collections, and the badges that you're collecting go towards your faction collections. Each of the members in your faction will need to collect sanctuary badges as proof you paid your part of the tribute and in order to unlock rewards. Sanctuary badges are earned by completing the daily whiskey bottle missions and via milestone rewards in solo and faction raid tournaments during the event. The total number of sanctuary badges collected by all members of your faction during the event will allow you to progress through a series of missions of varying difficulty, rewarding you with 5-star recruit tokens, armory tokens, S-class choice boxes, and bloody saviors keys. Now there are 3 main mission groups. The submission 1 is called Easy, and you can collect between 10 and 70 of these badges, and you get 5-star recruit tokens is your main reward, and armory tokens as well. The completion reward means you get 2 bloody saviors keys and 2 S-class choice boxes on top of what you get on your dailies, adding more S-class rewards to the event for you as an individual. The next mission is considered normal, and it's collecting between 90 and 190 sanctuary badges. In this you get again 5-star recruit tokens and armory tokens, but it goes up quite a lot. You're getting 5k armory tokens at this point, and you're getting over a 5-star pool. Even though the 5-star pool doesn't mean much to the majority of people, the armory tokens are nice. The completion reward here are 3 bloody saviors keys and 4 S-class choice box. Again, just adding in the amount of S-class cards you're going to be getting from this event. The bloody saviors keys now brings your total to 5. And lastly, there's the hard submission, where you have to get between 210 and 350 sanctuary badges as a faction, and the rewards are again 5-star tokens and armory tokens, but this time it adds up to 10,000 armory tokens, which is enough for 1 tier 4 4th slot craft on a 5-star weapon. However, the completion reward is another 8 crates as well, so you can pretty much double the amount of S-class choice boxes you'll get from this from your solo into your faction. So you going from 700 Lao Po cards to nearly 1400 if you do manage to complete everything. Now at this point you will have 5 savior keys, and it says throughout the Savior's Reckoning event you will be able to collect bloody saviors keys via the faction mission or the shop. 2 new collections will make their appearance in the museum, allowing you to trade in sanctuary badges and bloody saviors keys for trainers and S-class cards. The cost is 1 Sanctuary Badge and 5 Bloody Saviors Keys for 15 basils. There is a stock of 8. So if you are someone who's just going to be doing the faction collections for the Bloody Savior's Keys, that's the collection for you pretty much. You're going to get 15 basils. However, if you're someone who's going to be willing to drop money, you can get more of those collections. So you can get more basils as trainers, and then you can look at collection 2 as well, which is, again, it costs 1 sanctuary badge, not that much. You're going to be able to get one of these daily and from, you know, milestones. That's not going to be too much big a deal. But the Bloody Savior's Keys needed here are 20, so you need a lot more. You need 15 from the store, and you will be able to get 1 S-Class choice box, which has near enough 10 times as many collectible items as the daily ones that you're going to be getting on the side. So that's it for the preview of this event. I do think the guaranteed drops is a much better change going forward. Hopefully that's going to be something that happens every single time. So there's guaranteed minimums. That it's better to gauge it as someone who's presenting the event that way as well. They know what people have to do as a minimum, and then they can, you know, put in some RNG for, you know, the 2s, the 3s, the 5s, the 10s. It's always more fun that way as well. I remember there was an event from a very, very long time ago called the Gateway event, and every single raid you've got, I think it was, you've got like a spark or something like that. You've got something, and you needed like 20 of these things to make a battery, but every now and again you actually got a battery from an actual raid as well. So there was like high-end reward in raiding, and it kind of made it a bit more enjoyable. The RNG was a bit more enjoyable there, so they sort of bring it back to that sort of standard. But pretty much on the face of it, this looks like a 2-week event where you'll be working together with your faction. You'll need to get 350 of those sanctuary badges as a faction, and you can get 1 a day individually, and if everyone does that for every day of the event, you get 14 each. That's over 400 as a faction, so you can just do it on the dailies if you are able to. I would 100% do the dailies just because you get a choice box every time. You know that 4 raid cans is going to equal a choice box as a minimum, because it would be the 6 energy that you start with plus the 24 from the raid cans. If you get some RNG in there on the drops, even better. So this event will pretty much run alongside the Paging Dr. Stevens event until early June. But do tell me what you think about this event on face value. I want to thank you very much for tuning in, and as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.